just wanted to cover a really important topic today, which is how do I know my baby is getting enough milk? This is a really, really common concern, and it's understandable. When you're breastfeeding, obviously you've got baby directly at the breast, you don't know how much they're drinking, how much milk is going in. You're a new mum, baby seems to feed all the time, even though the books told you they'd feed every 3 hours or so. So you start to wonder, is my baby getting enough milk? Because they're feeding all the time. So this is a great question, and there are several things you can do to look out and reassure yourself about to know that your baby is getting enough milk. Okay, so when you first give birth, the first thing your baby's going to eat is colostrum, and this is a very thick golden liquid. They call it liquid gold, and that is because it is packed full of essential nutrients and it helps boost baby's immune system. So it's vitally important. And then babies should be feeding very often, okay? They've come out of the womb where they're fed constantly, and that covers thirst as well. And so this is a whole new experience that they need to wake up and ask for food. So how often should they feed? Well, babies should feed around 8 to 12 times in a 24-hour period. Some babies will feed more, some babies will feed less, but really for a good supply, if you want to breastfeed for a long period of time, or certainly for a good 6 to 12 months, then you need to get a good established supply from the start. And it can be done easily by feeding really sort of 8 to 12 times in that 24-hour period. Of course, if baby is feeding that often, we need to have a good latch. If you don't have a good latch, you can feed 20 times in a 24-hour period and it won't make a difference. So you need to have a good latch, and we'll talk more about that in another video. Then around day 2 to 4, your milk will come in, and that is much more fluid, liquidy, looks like cow's milk kind of thing if you pour it out in a glass. And baby again should be feeding frequently, 8 to 12 times in a 24-hour period. So how do we know baby is feeding well and getting enough when they are at the breast? So key signs to look for is baby content after a feed? So they may start off a little tense because they're hungry and a bit stressed, and they relax and they feed enough and they get a full tummy and all is good with the world, and so they look a bit more relaxed. Do they have nice plump skin, which is smooth and not sunken or wrinkly? Are they gaining weight as expected? Okay, so a new baby would expect to gain 155 to 240 grams per week until they're about 4 months of age. This is a guide. You see it's quite a big difference in number, a big wide range, but it's just a guide, and that's really what you want to look for on weight gain. Don't get fixated on weight gain. Weight gain is what we want. We want baby to increase their weight, but they don't have to leap up into that 90 percentile. And again, we'll talk about percentiles and things in another video. Can you hear the baby drinking? And swallowing. This is key. So when baby is at the breast, you may hear a little k sound, and that is them swallowing. If they're not swallowing, then they're not drinking. So listen out for swallowing. Also, when the jaw drops down, there should be a pause before it closes again, and that pause is the mouth filling up with milk, and then they'll swallow. So watch for signs that baby is swallowing, and listen for sounds that baby is swallowing. That's a good way to know they're drinking. By day 5, your stools, or their stools, should have transitioned to a lovely yellow colour. And that's another sign that things are progressing and going well. And you need to look for around 3 stools a day in the diaper and around 5, 6 very wet diapers in a 24-hour period. And if you're getting that, if you're getting the stools, you're getting the wet diapers, you hear them swallowing, then rest assured that baby is eating. If you have any doubts that they're not getting enough, signs can be that they are lethargic, that they come to the breast and very quickly into a feed they fall asleep, or indeed if they're taking a very long time at the breast, sort of 40, 50 minutes, and then when they come off, they're stressed and they cry straight away. This could indicate that baby isn't really eating at the breast. Another sign as well of poor eating, excuse me there, another sign of poor eating is that you have damaged nipples. You have broken or painful nipples that are bleeding or cracked, then that is a sign you have a poor latch. And if you have a poor latch, then baby is not going to eat well or drink well at the breast. Okay, many people, this is a big point to make, many people will tell you that painful nipples is normal at first. It is not normal, okay? We just repeat that, it is not normal. The reason we know that this is not normal is because it's always a sign that you have a latch issue. Now the latch issue could just be positioning, you're not holding baby close and tight enough, that they're not getting a deep enough latch, and there's ways to rectify all this, or it could be anatomical, which is some sort of issue in the mouth, like tongue tie. But all these things can be rectified, but you should not have pain or damaged, cracked, bleeding nipples. Pain is an indicator from your body telling you something is not right. Okay, so don't ignore it, don't battle through it, because it's a sure way to end up bottle feeding and formula if that's where you're going to go. Okay, so if you want to breastfeed and you're experiencing pain, know that it is not normal, know that it can go away, and you need to rectify what the problem is. So if you think you have got a problem, what do? Well, there are loads of great places out there that you can contact. Free places like the Leche League. It's a voluntary organisation that specialises in breastfeeding and mother-to-mother support. There's bound to be one in a town nearby you. They're all over the world. Contact the Leche League. They hold weekly or monthly meetings in some places, and you can go along and somebody will be able to certainly point you in the right direction. The other thing you can do, if you have the budget or insurance to cover, is get an IBCLC around. That's an International Board Certified Lactation Consultant. These people are experts in all about breastfeeding, everything, and they can come do a home visit, watch you breastfeed and help you there and then. They'll come up with a plan of what to do, how often you should feed, how we go about sorting out if tongue tie, if there is any, best people in the area to deal with that. This is who you need to get round, because nothing beats in-person help and support. So don't struggle on if you think you have a problem. Reach out, get help. It's the best way to treat that. So I hope that's helped clear up some of the signs for how do I know my baby is getting enough milk. Look for the PUI and PP diapers in a 24-hour period, and listen out for the swallowing and watching the swallowing, and any signs of nipple damage, well, you know you need to sort something out. So good luck, relax and enjoy your breastfeeding.